There we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight. Episode
35.
35.
That's a KD-er.
35 times.
KD.
That's a KD-er, as my partner would like to call it.
KD.
Tonight we will discuss the Bears, whether or not you believe that their new hire is worthy of the Chicago establishment that we have here. I like to call it an establishment because it's more of a business rather than a team.
Mm-hmm. That is definitely true.
Then we're going to discuss the national championship, an absolute freshman frenzy last night. I loved it.
Okay.
Then we're going to dive into the Bulls. If we can get it in, it's going to be brief.
We still got to
cover it.
Mention Johnny Fox. We didn't get into him last week because we were talking about how the Bears stink and can't get a stadium for us. So we'll start with all of this Bear stuff going on. What do you think in reference to how the Bears handled John Fox? It was obviously a dead man walking season.
Right.
What was your take on the whole situation? As
Well,
we show our new view.
Here's my thing. My thing is, unlike many other Bears fans,
Yeah.
John Fox has been a proven good coach his whole career.
He went to the Super Bowl.
He did.
Did they win with him or
They lost.
They lost
to the Pats.
They won
But
with the other guy.
he took a team that was, Jake Delhomme was the quarterback of that team. It wasn't like, he wasn't.
Oh, he didn't go with Denver. You're talking about Carolina?
Yeah.
He didn't go with Denver?
He also went with Denver and
'cause
won.
I remember being there. Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
I'm saying he went with Carolina,
Gotcha,
which wasn't that
gotcha.
great of a team.
No.
Denver had a fantastic D.
Carolina was D though, wasn't it? Or no?
They were D,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm saying they went there with Jake
They
Delhomme, and
had D.
the guy's a good coach.
Pause. I'm sorry. They had D.
Right. They had the D. But the guy was a good coach, all in all. He had a great career.
Yeah.
He came here in
So
sort
a
of
little fanfare. We were happy. We're leaving Tressman.
Yeah.
I think I was in Denver at the time, training at one of my day jobs. So
Right.
I was kind of happy with the situation.
very, very. And the thing is, another thing is, did we win 6 games this year or 5?
I think we stayed at 5.
That's,
That's why we're the 8th pick, I believe.
to me, with the rank of schedule that we had,
Mm-hmm.
with the guys running routes,
Mm-hmm.
with a rookie quarterback, and a stout D that got banged up, I think 5 wins was, I think it was realistic. I think it was realistically pretty
We
solid.
can simply go to our show where we did our predictions. We're not going to give the Bears the Carolina Panther game or the freaking Steeler game
Right,
at all.
right.
Who did that? What was it? I got to look that up. But
They lost to the Niners, which was which was the Niners' hot
Cleveland?
streak. They beat Cleveland.
they beat Detroit. I can't remember.
I don't believe so.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Beat the hell out of them. So Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Carolina, and one other team. But that I don't recall us believing they would win. So
Right.
he did.
He did what he could
He
do.
did what he could do with what he had.
Yeah, right.
Some players played out of their minds, so to speak,
They did.
a little better than most thought. So for him to be gone, I think he expected it. But it's time for us to move on in reference to the team.
Right.
So
Which I'd like to get into that.
Mhm.
What do you think about this new guy? And then I'm going to weigh in. I'm going to weigh in hard
all
tonight.
right. I did some research on him. He started, and he's a quarterback at Delaware. The irony is his wide receiver is the GM for the Chiefs.
Correct.
The irony. He was the coaching intern, pretty much, for Andy Reid and Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went up to quality control, the good old quality control. Basically, quality control is the grooming job. If you get a quality control job in the NFL, they're grooming you to get on the coaching staff. Did that. Then he went to quarterbacks coach for, I think, about 5 years. Then
Yep.
he went to co-assistant coach with Brad Childress. And then he's been the offensive coordinator this year. So Andy Reid's pretty much held his hand, but we could be realistic with Andy Reid's guys that he's been doing a lot of good things. So thanks. They did beat Baltimore. Thanks, Brett.
Thank you, Brett. Wow, they took out the whole AFC.
We did not pick. I don't think we picked any of those games, which is
We did?
the irony. But with that being said, he had 1 year fully as offensive coordinator, and from what I'm told, he didn't call all of the plays, but the plays that he called are the ones that they scored the most. The plays that he called, Kareem Hunt, who's the leading rusher, ran a lot. So obviously Jordan Howard and Tariq, the midget guy, Cohen, they're going to be happy. Our thing is to make sure that Mitchie T gets groomed. The guy's young. He's got a wife, 4 kids. He's a family guy. Something new. I mean, if you're a Chicago Bears fan, it's let's see what this guy can do. You know, we didn't bring a big name in. Obviously, Ryan Pace had this guy on his radar forever because they didn't do a lot of extra stuff. They interviewed him, and he was walking around Hallis Hall the next day. So, from the outside, not really knowing everything, I would say he's a quarterback whisperer. He's Andy Reid's guy, kind of like Doug Peterson. Everybody has to look at it like, hey, hopefully he'll do exactly what the Peterson guy did and all of that. So go ahead with your take.
Well, the Bears are the Bears yet again.
Here he goes.
The Bears managed to, let's see what they did. Well, number one, they signed the cheapest option, which always works. The cheapest option. It's worked for us. It's worked for us every year to sign the cheapest.
But honestly, don't be.
No.
Come on. I mean,
the
guy's available. We wanted a young guy. You're not going to pay a lot.
But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
So we get a new quarterback. You figure maybe, hey, we go with McDaniels, or maybe we go with the Philly OC, who's just grooming quarterbacks by the boatload, or maybe if we're going to lose our D coordinator, then we go with the Vikings D coordinator. I don't know.
That's your question, Nick. We'll answer that in a second.
Maybe
this
switch
is
it
my
up.
thing. You said the Philly coordinator. As a GM, do you wait for a team that's possibly going to go to the Super Bowl while a guy that you possibly want can get scooped up by the other 4 or 5 teams?
I wait as long as possible before I sign a guy who called plays in 4 games this year. 4 games. Tell me if that's enough footage.
Hey, we drafted a quarterback with 10 games total.
This guy, 4 games this year. 4 games. Not only did he only do 4 games, he sat on the sideline Saturday night as the OC, while Andy Reid pissed the game away in the second half. Andy Reid pissed the game away.
What is this thing I heard that they had 15 plays ready, and he was pretty much already hired by the Bears and blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm hearing, that they had 15 plays and then Andy Reid was going to go from there.
Did you watch the game the other night?
I watched it.
The first half, the Chiefs come out aggressive, smoldering, can't be stopped.
I did get the scores.
The second half, first of all, Alex Smith throws for 230 in the first half with 2 touchdowns, no picks. In the second half, he throws for 40 yards on 7 attempts. 7 attempts. Keep in mind, this is the coaching staff we just signed, besides Andy Reid. This is the other guy who puts his input in. Wait a minute. He tried to run the clock out for 2 full quarters until he blew the game.
So he was playing not to lose.
Basically, they were going to try to hold the ball for an entire half of football.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
That scares me, but you got to think about it, man. It's just like every situation. When you're not the head coach, what can you say? Andy,
You're right.
what are you doing? You got to literally sit there like, all right, fuck this guy. I'm leaving. I got my own stuff going. He wants to piss the game away. Here I am.
Gone.
That's how I see it. So Nick is saying that Vic is. We got it right here. Nick is saying that Vic is back. Is that confirmed or?
Michael Wags and Squids Powell. Money Path. Vic is back though. I have not heard that's confirmed. I hope that is true though, Nicholas, because I am a huge Vic Fangio fan.
I hope it's not. I don't like when I don't like when they put guys together that don't want to be together. If you're the head coach, do you want to come in and?
But does he not want to be together? Is that the issue?
Let me ask you this: if you're hired as the head coach, don't you want your own people?
To an extent.
To an extent, or no?
To an extent.
If I get hired as a head coach, I want my guys.
Yeah, but as an offensive coach, I want my guys.
No, I want the people that I can talk to, and they're not going to fucking give me pushback because of anything. I want my people, just like Ryan Pace wants his coach. He didn't want John Fox. Come on, man. This is the whole thing.
We're going to get into that, Jeremy. Yeah. I have very strong feelings on that as well.
Answer that question. You're a coach. Why the hell do you want to come into a gig
and not run the show
and not have everybody that you want there? All right, we're going to come in and Vic, you just handle the D. I have nothing to say, even though I'm your head coach. Come on, man.
But as a guy like that, who are you going to bring in as the DC?
You think that Matt Nagy hasn't ran across a linebackers coach or a younger guy?
Yeah, but a Super Bowl-driven defensive coordinator?
Driven?
He's been in the Super Bowl.
So
he
is Colin
coached.
Kaepernick.
That was his team.
I know.
And how do you think Colin got there?
Yeah. Come on, bro. Really?
That's how he got there.
So all I'm saying is, and you guys
he was dirty.
In, he said he does have guys. What you guys don't understand is this.
Yeah, this
he
is
has
a
worked
small
with Andy Reid. This is a small
world
group of people. His freaking GM is his damn wide receiver in college. For you to think that he doesn't have guys, you're crazy. He's got guys.
He's got guys.
It's about.
But I don't.
Do I want to? If you're watching, you guys are watching. If you're a head coach, do you not want to bring your own people in, or do you want to come in knowing, all right, this guy has a defense. Hopefully, he does what I really want to see. You think he just focuses on offense and has no issues with anything with defense? That's what a head coach does. He has to pay attention to something.
I think, like I said, he's got guys, but I don't think they're up to par with a Vic
That's
Fangio.
A good point too. Kelsey was out while you were bashing him.
He was out, but this is
that's his number 2 guy, pretty much next to the running back.
Absolutely, he is. But it's not about that. It's about taking the complete game, the passing game, out of the entire situation.
Okay.
Let me ask you something. We're coaching against each other.
Yeah.
I'm passing the shit out of the ball against you in the first half.
Okay.
My quarterback throws for 230.
Gonna make adjustments.
You got to make adjustments. Correct.
I won't wait till the first half is over either.
But am I going to throw him 7 times in the second half when he just absolutely torched you because my tight end's gone? No.
But that's the whole thing with a lot of people, even all the way down to youth. Mm-hmm. They focus on that one player and have no clue what to do when that player is hurt, sick, or anything.
But when I watched the game, it was a complete conservative, mental, absolute breakdown. And for
Still waiting for someone that says they're going to be a head coach and have another guy coaching their defense. Go ahead.
It was an absolute mental, physical breakdown. I don't want to hear that the D played bad because they were on the field the whole second half. Why? Because they ran the ball 3 and out.
Pretty bad D.
Great D if you ask me. It's great D if you ask me.
So you think Vic has good D?
I think Vic's got great
enough to stay here. How do you think Vic feels? This is another point that Mr. Dion will make. Vic interviewed for the job. You know what?
For the head coach job.
For the head coaching job. So you know what happened?
What's up, Ryan?
Vic is now, this guy's my boss and I just interviewed for this job? Come on, bro. Get the hell out of here with that shit. Doesn't make sense. Does it? He just interviewed for the job.
He did.
They gave him a token interview. Get out of here. No.
I agree. I agree.
Don't agree with that.
I agree.
I see it, Dan. I see what you're saying. He has a specialty, but as a
I
head
agree,
coach, your specialty is an entire 53-man roster. Not, oh, you guys handle it over there. I gotta take care of Mitchie T. No, that's not how it goes. You have to have a head coach that is a facilitator over an entire team. Thank you, Michael. A facilitator over an entire team. You guys cannot forget that Vic Fangio wanted to be the head coach. So if you really believe he's not pissed,
He's pretty
if he
salty.
does stay,
He's salty about it.
Hey,
But here's the thing.
come on, man.
If I'm this guy, like I said, he's got guys, but they're not up to Vic Fangio's caliber, number one. Number two, I come in and I have a meeting. I say, this is what I expect as the head coach. If we're on the same terms, then maybe I keep him on. If not, then I go get my own guy.
What is Andy Reid's D usually? Is he a 3-4?
It's been no. At the Chiefs, it was a 3-4.
Okay, but usually in Philly he wasn't. Nagy's been with him all that. That's why I'm trying to make the point.
Well, Vic Fangio was a 3-4.
I know that. So
So
when I'm trying to.
So if that's what we're going with, then this guy's got to stay put.
All right. So you said he's just because he's only been offensive coordinator 1 year with KC. Prior to that, was he 4-3 or
Who?
what? Andy Reid's D.
Andy Reid, at Philly, he was a 4-3. At Chiefs, he was a 3-4.
Okay.
Because of the linebacker situation,
Okay.
the same linebacker situation we have.
Hey, this is an argument that I'll keep going with. You guys have to understand it's simple logic. A guy that interviewed for a job, that's one of the things that I'm saying. A guy
That's
that
a big
interviewed
component.
for a job
I won't
and
disagree.
didn't get it, he got a token interview and got fucked, is not going to be 100% in with a guy that's taking his job. And Nagy,
There was an absolute
regardless-
token interview.
yeah,
He had no chance
token,
of getting that
token
job.
exactly. And then if Nagy wants to roll with it and they falter somehow, if you really think Nagy's not going to text Ryan Pace during a game and say, hey, this fucking Vic guy has got to go. I'm sure in an interview, Pace probably said, oh, what do you think about Vic? Oh, let's see what he does this year. So, he's going to be like, hey, it's not working out with Vic. I did my part. Now let me get my guy. That's just my opinion. It's just a normal situation.
Like I said, I
for a
think
guy
he's
to
going to
get
feel
the
him
job.
out a little bit
Yeah.
before he
If
wants to.
we can confirm that Vic, who was it? Someone said that he was
Nick.
staying. Yeah, Nick said he was staying. So we'll see.
I hope he's staying. I really do.
Mhm.
I like what he did this year.
Yeah.
For being
But-
on the field the whole game.
But
He did
John
well.
Fox, I don't know what he'll do moving forward. But
John Fox is going to play a lot of golf next fall.
okay.
Good for him.
Would you rather be a top 5 paid coordinator for the Patriots or a head coach of the Browns?
I would rather be a
I
top
would
5 coordinator for the Pats.
I would rather be a head coach for the Browns. You know why? Because they're going to throw money at that team, and they're going to get this guy everything he can. Because Cleveland won. If you guys really believe that Cleveland doesn't want to win, you're crazy.
The Browns are shot,
The Browns are shot, but they are throwing. They want to win.
but they're shot.
They want to win. I would rather be
And
the
they're
head
going
coach.
nowhere fast because
Their
they
head
drafted
coach went
Deshaun
0-16.
Kaiser last year,
That's
ladies
all
and
it-
gentlemen.
I mean, bro, they're gonna they're gonna get what's his name
Oh,
this year?
Let's hear who they're going to get this year. Whose career are they going to ruin this year?
UCLA.
Oh, God. I'll tell you, they've ruined...
Rosen.
What's that shirt? You ever see that shirt they got?
What?
Downtown Cleveland? That shop, they got a shirt.
No, they got this thing called the King. He's doing this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But they got a shirt.
The chosen one.
It's got
Yeah.
every quarterback down a jersey. It's actually past the bottom of a jersey.
Really?
It's probably a large jersey, but the length of the names that have been through that jersey are now down to about a 3X.
So you would rather? He said they're going to be the Sixers. Browns are going to trying to be the Sixers of the NFL. That if you're making the point I'm trying to make, then you understand, Dan, because the Sixers are doing what? Slowly creeping up. They're sucking, but they keep reeling in the picks. They got 2 top 10 picks this year.
Who? The Browns?
Yes.
Yeah, and guess what? They'll draft 2 shit guys with both of them.
No, they're gonna be smart because you told me I think 2 shows ago they don't need a running back. They're gonna get freaking Rosen.
They don't need a running
and they're
back.
gonna get a freaking beast to help on defense. Freaking Miles, what's his name? Turner? Is it Miles Turner?
First of all,
That's what they're gonna do.
That guy was hurt all year.
Okay.
And then they got Jabril Peppers. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him too. At Michigan.
He stunk this year.
He stunk this year.
Yeah, he stinks. I don't know what that.
He
Well,
stinks.
you know who drafted him? No, I don't either because he got
stinks.
fired. The
He
guy got
stinks.
fired that drafted him, so it doesn't matter. They have a brand new guy. They have a fresh start. But to answer your question, I'd rather be a Cleveland Browns head coach than stand up Bill Belichick's ass watching him pissed off all day when Tom Brady's cussing me out on the freaking sidelines because I told him to fucking man up.
Listen, there's 2 teams other than... There's another team in the same state, the Bengals.
They kept Marvin Lewis.
Oh, my God.
Again, I don't understand. I don't get it.
15 seasons.
That's
15 we got guys who don't make the playoffs getting contract extensions. The coaching staffs are so watered down, they're now giving jobs to 31-year-olds, which I agree with, by the way, because they were dominant this year. However, this never would happen in the past. Never. This is how brutal it has been. We give Marvin Lewis, he's a thief. He's the biggest thief in Ohio. They should put him in the Ohio penitentiary.
Wow.
He's a thief, a scoundrel, a robber.
You call him a scoundrel.
His team sucks year in and year out. He goes with the same quarterback who cannot win a playoff game.
So who do they draft this year then? Do they draft a quarterback in waiting?
Oh, they need far more.
They got like 10, right? 9 or 10? I think them in Oakland are like, I gotta check.
They have a 7th grade youth football offensive game plan.
Wow.
That's what they have. Drop back wherever AJ Green is, throw it.
How's their
Throw it wherever
defense
he's
going?
at. Oh, their defense is good, except
Yeah.
they
But
get
that's
an unnecessary
that's
roughness
their head
every other
coach's
play.
Specialty though.
Yeah.
The specialty. As a head coach, you have to be everywhere. Do I got the right guy over there teaching my guys what I want to see on the field?
I want to see his Chase account. That's all I want to see.
Hey, he's running it.
Running up.
He's a guy that said he was leaving earlier in the year, and that motherfucker got an extension.
Oh,
So-
no, he wasn't leaving.
What did he say?
He was
Oh, he's
going up
in
to the front office.
Yeah, to another team, though.
Good
So-
idea. That's who you want to hire. 15-season vet. Hasn't won shit.
Hey, like I said, the Bears this year, if their defense doesn't go tallywhack everybody, Matty Nag is going to text Rye and say, get this motherfucker
Yeah,
out.
we'll see if the Bears can keep the ball for more than 7 plays at a time this year.
I think their offense is going to be powerful.
He's not serious. There's no way.
Bro, we're getting a
There's no
8th.
way.
Do you think we're going to go Ridley? Or are we going to go defense?
I don't know, but I seen Ridley get shut down for 3 quarters last
Me
night.
too.
He got locked
What did I
up.
tell you?
His little brother
How
was
many-
shitting on him.
How many times did I tell you on this show we do not draft a wide receiver in the first round? I was saying that to be facetious.
You were.
Do you understand that now?
I do,
We
but
do not draft a wide receiver in the first round.
then they got to get a free agent, a decent one. They got to do something. The good news is Cameron Meredith will be back, and he's the best receiver on the team by far.
Are you really? Did you say that?
I did.
We're talking about Cameron Meredith.
Take it to the chef. See what he did the year before.
The guy that goes to Hooters and takes pictures with everybody instead of freaking working out. That guy?
Yeah. Cam I am, 81. Instagram.
Oh my God. Who are we drafting? Defense or receiver still?
I don't know. I was real high on Minka Fitzpatrick until I watched him play last night.
All right. So
He did not. He tackles like my ass. He cannot tackle.
I hope no one tackles your ass.
He cannot tackle.
Okay.
And for that reason, next.
Brian would like to know who we're picking for the Super Bowl. Predicting, so he wants to know who's going.
I got Vikings-Pats Super Bowl.
You really got the fucking Vikings?
Vikings/Atlanta. I'm looking forward to that game. That will be your NFC Championship, ladies and gentlemen. The Falcons will pound the Eagles this weekend. You heard it here first. The Falcons will pound
The Eagles are
the
going to
Eagles.
demolish the Falcons.
Oh.
Have you seen their running game? Why do you guys think one guy...
Have you seen the ATL two-back set run game? Followed by the
No, but I saw him this year.
monstrous receiver that they have. Followed by Matty Ice, the Iceman. I like the Falcons. Their defense is playing good. Dan Quinn is you want to talk about a guru defensively? Specialist? We're talking Dan Quinn, baby.
I got Philly. I got Philly, and then, I don't know,
on the wall.
Breezy has been killing his
he's-
two-back set.
He's power.
Breezy and
But I want to see him in the
the
cold weather.
two-back set.
I want to see those Saints in the cold. That's what I want to see.
I got the Saints and the Eagles in the
They won't be in the
NFC.
cold, though. They'll be in a dome.
Yeah. I got Saints and Eagles in the NFC.
I like
It's going to be
that.
a great game. I don't know who's going to win that one. And I can't go against Tommy. But, I mean, the teams that are playing them, who's it, Tennessee? Didn't they win?
It's a joke.
And
It's
they
a second round bye, is what it is. When New England faces Tennessee, it's a second round bye.
Who's the other one?
The backups will be in the third.
Who's the other game?
The other game's Pitt.
Don't say Jacksonville.
Pitt Jacksonville. When the AFC comes on this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, turn it off. Turn it off.
All right, so obviously get ready for Pittsburgh and New
It's
England.
going to be blowout city.
Unfortunately, Pittsburgh and New England are going to go.
They're going to go.
I really think Pittsburgh may overtake them. I just have to have an Antonio Brown that's
Healthy.
Healthy Antonio Brown.
If they don't have that, it will get ugly
Yeah, very quickly.
very quickly. You'll see Tom yet again in Minnesota defending his championship, looking for 6.
Totally.
He will be the MJ of football, ladies and gentlemen. He is already with 5, but he'll solidify himself as
All
the
right, so who's in the Super Bowl?
ultimate GOAT. I got New England.
Ouch. You just said the Vikings. Are you leaving them again?
Let me tell you. You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
I think it's either going to be the Vikings or ATL. I want the Vikings to get in because I took the Vikings 5-1 this year to get in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I have it bet. So I would like to see the Vikes in there. However, ATL has got experience. They had the Super Bowl
Started
last
slow
year.
this year.
They did, but they had the Super Bowl in their hand
Yeah, they
last
did.
year. And I think they're starving. They just went to LA and they put on a clinic against the Rams.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
They
we're
stopped the
going,
32 points per game offense.
Wow.
They shut them down.
It's like we're going 45.
We're going 45 tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
The Bears pissed me off.
I'm all jacked up.
Yeah, it's the coffee.
Let's get into this natty title game, though, shall we?
Okay. Kick it off.
Oh, man. I got to tell you.
First of all, Nick Saban is Jesus of college.
I can't stand that guy. But he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
But I love Kirby Smart. I think he coached an unbelievable game. He had Saban on his toes from the start. Actually, he had him on his toes until the end of the game, until the safety decided to, on cover 2, shade towards the middle of the field.
I think someone mentioned that the other day, earlier.
They did.
Best
So,
tackle.
For those of you who don't know,
Does he mean a defensive tackle?
yes, he does.
This Fitzpatrick who you're talking about?
Yes, that's
Don't
Minka.
tell me that's a linebacker.
It's a safety.
Okay, because Alabama linebackers aren't good to take. They're always hurt. But go
They
ahead.
do get hurt.
A lot.
They're solid, but they get hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me clear my throat. Kirby Smart went straight man defense, sending house last night for most of the entire game until about the closing seconds of the third when they started to get the ball out quickly with the new freshman quarterback. However, he went cover 2 the last play of the game. The safety, which, by the way, was 1 interception away this season from the all-time Georgia record.
Wow.
He was fantastic all season. I think he tried to do a little bit too much on that last play. Obviously, in a cover 2 defense, deep halves with the safety, the one safety played it perfect. He had Ridley over the top, but he didn't shade to the left. He went up the middle instead. As soon as he looked him off beautifully, by the way, the freshman, and then he dropped it right in that window. For those of you who don't understand the game of football, I've seen people bashing the corner last night.
Yeah.
The corner actually has the flat on the cover 2, and he realized that the game was, it flashed right before his eyes. He tried to get back, couldn't make it in time, as well as the safety who decided to play cover 3 when a cover 2 was called, and that was that quick. But more importantly, this is what I wanted to get into. The freshman quarterback was outstanding, completely poised.
Notice how he's not saying his name.
Yeah, I can't even say it. Tua, whatever his name is.
Tua Tan.
Right, whatever.
Yeah, Tua.
Anyways, Tua was outstanding. He played great, so much poise. The defining moment of the game, however, was, okay, so we had an encroachment on a block punt that was not an encroachment. Then we had a 3rd and 20 sack that was a face mask that was not called a sack. The ball was then punted. After it was punted, a crucial 3rd down took place in which he spun out of 4 tackles for a 1st down. They went on to score. He threw a rifle into the back of the end zone, and the rest was history after that. They kind of just cover 3 Mabel, he says. Sticks, YLB. Very good. That's Madden, for those of you who don't know. But like I said, the kid was poised. He was great. He got out of the pocket. He made smart decisions. Ultimately, he just did a great job. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know this. However, Georgia actually signed yesterday, or I'm sorry, 3 days ago from yesterday, the number 1 dual threat quarterback of 2018, who has actually been, he's already on campus. Okay, he's an early, whatever they call that. And the quarterback.
I wanted to talk. I don't understand that. The early. I know what you're talking
right.
about.
The quarterback that they had just signed is supposed to be in a competition with Fromm. I just read this.
Really?
Yeah, check this kid out. He's lights out.
Okay.
Much
Dual
like
threat,
the kid we saw. Yes, number 1 dual threat of 2018.
Dan had just mentioned something that we were talking about prior to the show. Jalen Hurts is gone. He's gone, right?
Yeah, Hearns will definitely. He's on the phone today. He will never see the field again unless this kid gets
hurt.
Now,
guys, we're talking about a guy that probably lost 2 games.
26-2 is his record after last night.
Like, come on, bro. We're talking a guy that's he got them to where they have the last 2. He's a sophomore. The last 2 years, and this kid comes in and just takes over. I mean, the only bad thing about Nick Saban's teams is you don't see a lot of quarterbacks go to the next level. You don't, and
it's because they rely so heavily on the run. They usually have
even their running backs don't really
think
about it.
They don't.
Eddie Lacy
because it's SEC football. It's a pro style offense, so you would assume that these quarterbacks would be great.
That'd be a good idea, though, if he doesn't leave, running back or wide receiver. You know? Why would you want to continue to be a quarterback if you know you can't move to the next level?
I agree, but from what I see, I got to be honest, this guy doesn't have the lateral movement to be a receiver or a running back.
Okay.
running out of the pocket as a quarterback is so much different than both of those other positions. It's unbelievable. Usually you find pockets that open up through the rush, and then you're able to get upfield, opposed to really having to read the gap or, I mean, to see this guy run a slant route, I'd like to see it. You know what I mean?
I mean, all of these dudes,
Running routes is tough in this league.
all of these
especially.
dudes like that go to quarterback, they probably play something else.
Right.
Doug just said 5 Alabama running backs in the NFL.
Yes.
Name a good one.
Yeah, there's 5. There's Eddie Lacy, overweight. Derrick Henry is,
Man,
he's okay.
but he's not their guy.
No.
You mean I don't even.
Eddie Lacy, Derrick Henry.
He said Ingram. That's right. Mark
Ingram is
Ingram's solid.
this year he was
This
solid.
year.
Before, I
But
mean,
before that,
he was decent.
who's Drake?
Kenyon Drake from Miami, he had a good ending of this season, which was otherwise
Said 2 Ingrams.
he's been brutal.
He said Ingram twice.
Mark Ingram,
You
correct.
got that though. Who are we
Yeah.
missing?
Mark Ingram, Kenyon Drake, both.
Tennessee. Eddie Lacy. He's the 5th. Oh, Kamara was there? I didn't know that.
Before transfer, he went to Tennessee.
Yeah. All we're
To
saying
be honest, the
is,
best Alabama running back to me was that true freshman who entered the game last night. He was moving.
Mhm.
I think it was a freshman. Game.
Alabama's
all around.
their NFL players are usually defense.
Yeah,
A safety,
Yep.
like who we got, Eddie Jackson.
yeah.
He's going to be good.
Yes, he is.
Their linebackers get hurt a lot, but don't they got some tackles too that have been killing?
Oh yeah, they got tackles. This tackle that they have now, I love him.
What about
What's up, dude?
what's up, Dan? What about their receivers? I know of one good one.
Amari Cooper,
I know a better one.
Julio J.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Amari had a tough year this year. He did not play
Yeah,
well.
he's had a tough career so far. Like, we're not bashing Alabama. I just think their running backs are subpar. Mark Ingram, you could say this year, but prior to this, he's had a longevity.
I mean, that guy was a
situation, but
Heisman winner, so he was. We
he's
were expecting a
longevity
lot.
more, you know.
This year was his good year, and honestly,
We weren't
I'm going to be
expecting
honest. His good
Heisman
year
is-
this year is because of Alvin Kamara.
Heisman, expecting what? Carson Palmer is the best quarterback that has won Heisman ever. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
He has the most.
Cam Newton's got to be. He's got to be approaching.
Cam's going to approach him, but I would say Cam, thinking about it. But Carson Palmer overall has the best, I think they said, winning percentage. So. What's that?
Thoughts on the Patriots? You're talking about the article, correct?
We're going to talk about that in the next episode.
We are, because I got a while to talk
we're
about
gonna
that.
go in on that one, but I gotta read it myself. He said it's some readable stuff, and I don't want to be on the show
It's pretty intense.
if I'm not clear on all of the processes of everything. But the whole situation,
I will just say, Dan, I really, as a Tom Brady diehard, I really hope it's not true, because
what do we call it? Time constraints. They only give us 45 minutes.
it looks really, really bad if it is.
We got time constraints.
We got 6 minutes.
We got 6, and we want to really, really, really get it in for you.
Yeah, we do.
But I got Philly and Pittsburgh in a Super Bowl. Screw you. And who you got?
I got
Fuck Tom Brady.
New England, because Tom Brady stops time. And I got the Vikings.
You have to have the Vikings because you bet on them.
I know.
It's all good.
And
You
I
got
like
the
it. I like ATL though. They're bringing an
How dare you
extreme.
go with a Central Division team?
They're bringing an extreme amount
Mr.
of.
Bear himself. Mr. Da Bears himself goes with the freaking Vikings. It's blasphemy, bro. You know that, right? Yeah.
What do you want from me? My favorite player is on the Vikings too. Aside from Tom, my favorite defensive player is on the Vikings.
Okay.
Harrison Smith, Notre Dame, safety. 99 overall in the game of Madden.
He's got a 99, so therefore he's okay.
He's a 99.
Yeah, can't beat that. So let's wrap it up.
We're going to have to wrap it up.
Yeah, we will definitely talk that entire article next Wednesday on the show because obviously it's something
long.
to get into.
It's very long.
It's a lot to talk about. We're going to bring back the Bulls. I'm getting scared if you guys are aware of the bet.
See what I'm doing here?
I think they're on
I'm
14
cutting up
right
a
now.
32-ounce bone-in ribeye at Steak 48.
Oh,
You wouldn't believe it. I can't
God,
wait.
bro.
I actually may. First of all, we did come to a conclusion. We are going to do a live at Steak 48.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a live
I'm
there.
letting you.
I'm going to enjoy a ribeye on live set with you guys because I said the Bulls would win 20 games or more, and that's what they will do. What do they have, 14 now?
Yeah, 14.
It's not even the All-Star break. They got 6 more. They got 6 more, and quite frankly, we might as well eat early because this guy's got no shot.
Oh, gosh. Freaking Freddie. Freddie came through with what he said. I'm a coach, and I don't come out to lose because I'm Freddie.
No, you don't, Freddie. I put in a
Freddie
nice
boy.
text to Freddie. I said, listen, Fred, Steak 48 on my man Dion. You will get me 20 games this year. He said, no problem, kid. I'm on it. So
I told Zach Levine to stay out. He's doing well with that right now. So we'll see how that goes. But
I'm hungry.
with that, watch us on TV. We're on TV on guys in Chicago,
Metropolitan area.
So you got to go past like Oak Park. The Comcast Xfinity wiring is different than the suburbs. So
Correct.
I'm still waiting on the.
We're trying to get the suburbs for you guys.
To call us back. They're very slow on their return responses, but we are in Chicago. So if you're in a bar in Chicago and they got Comcast,
We're on.
we're on. The times are posted on both of our pages. We got a lot of airings this month, and we'll have some more next month. We're basically catching up with all of our episodes prior to for a month we're doing. So that is definitely on TV. If you're at a family members or whoever, people have already said, hey, I saw you guys on TV last night. That's good to hear. Obviously, we go to our number one, which is our podcast. That's on an Apple iPhone, the little purple icon podcast. If you don't have an iPhone, then go to Spreaker. So, Spreaker podcast app.
Love saying Spreaker.
Yeah, Spreaker. So, watch football this weekend, and we'll discuss next week, and we'll get more in tune with everybody. We appreciate you guys' enthusiasm and, responses, and I'm sure we'll get some more feedback. For Anthony, I'm Dion, ECSports.